All right. All right. Ingrid from Georgia. So I'm in Central Florida. My name is David Kushner. Uh, I'm a room moderator and coach, trading coach for Right Line Trading. And we use the Money Flow Tracker software, which uses mathematical modeling combined with artificial intelligence. We've been seen on NBC, CBS, Fox, ABC, NASDAQ, Yahoo Finance. So let's just keep going here. Okay, so this is our team at Right Line. That's me up there in the top right-hand corner. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way. So basically what this disclaimer says is that we're not giving any buy, sell, hold recommendations. We're not licensed brokers. We're not licensed financial advisors. Anything we talk about here is for educational purposes only, and past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Why? Because you're going to push the button maybe different than I will. So I told you what my name was. So I've been trading the markets for over 20 plus years. I've traded stocks, options, futures. I traded Forex for 12 years. My background was I had an automotive parts business that I started when I was 18 years old, and I had that business for 28 years before I sold it in 2005. And since then, I've been following my main passion of trading full time. So before I get started, I really just want to do a quick poll, right? So just a couple questions so I get to know my audience. So let's go ahead and just launch it and go through it real quick. So how many years have you been trading? Okay. So it seems like most of you have been trading between 3 and 10 years. Around there, 25% is 1 to 3 years. All right. Let's close that. Let's open the other one. And are you as consistent and profitable as you want to be? So pretty much everybody says no. Otherwise, I guess you wouldn't be here, right? And the last question is um, have you ever seen the Money Flow Tracker software before? Okay, so we have, most of you haven't seen it before. Okay, so let's just keep going, right? I want to talk about things that are really important, and this way I can help you guys out. All right. So like most of you, you have a whole shelf full of indicators, trading systems, or a hard drive full of indicators or trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises of helping you become a more profitable and more consistent trader. I know that for all the years I've been trading, I probably have 5 hard drives full. But remember, hard drives 10, 15 years ago were only, a big hard drive was 30 gigabytes, 30 megabytes, or 256. So anyways, so I was watching a webinar in a sort of seminar that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the money flow tracker system, right? And I quickly realized that this methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. And we'll get into all this. So now I only trade with institutional money flow. So anytime I talk about money flow or order flow, I'm always talking about institutional order flow, right? And trading with this software has made me more profitable, much more consistent, and now we're running over a 70% win rate. All right. So this is what we're going to talk about. First of all, I trade 6 prop accounts. This webinar, I'm going to show you how to pass the evaluations, how the money flow tracker software works, the high probability setups, the unbreakable, and I mean unbreakable rules to follow, and how I trade breakouts and sidestep a lot of losing trades. And I call that the pullback and go. All right, so let's keep going. So those of you that stay to the end of the webinar, we have a very special discounted price plus a lot of additional free bonuses. And I added another one in there, but don't tell anybody because I didn't get permission. But anyway, so what do you need to create trading success? You need 4 things, in my opinion. You need software that will provide you with a competitive edge over all other traders. And that edge must track the direction of money flow, institutional money flow. The third thing that you need is etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion. And the fourth thing, which I believe is the most important thing, is patience. Patience, patience, patience to let the trade set up. So I'm going to break down the system in detail. It's really easy to learn, right? But before we get into, let me show you some trades that we take. So this was an option trade on Amazon and QS, nice gains. This is one on AMC, GME, Costco, Fastly. This was a trade that I took on 30-year bonds. Well, you know, 30-year bonds is 31.25 a tick. And we got 41 ticks. That's $1,281 per contract. And we would have stayed in this trade, but when you trade with a prop firm or a funding company, you have to be out of the market by 4 o'clock. Okay, so here's some other trades that we took. Here's a trade on the euro. So let's kind of get into it. You know, I like to just get into the meat and potatoes. I'd like to get into what we do, how we do it, and how can we help you. So like most of you have a problem making money. Otherwise, probably wouldn't be here. You know, I was on the other end of the webinar when I first started with the money flow tracker, right? So why do you have a problem making money? You don't have the proper tools to officially manage your trades. You overtrade. You revenge trade. The revenge trading is the killer. You make impulsive decisions. You lack consistency. You trade with indicators that lag price. And you don't have a mathematical proven trade methodology. And all of this ends up to blowing trading accounts, whether they're, what do you call it, evaluation accounts trying to, you know, build into your funded account or your funded account, right? So my commitment to you for coming to this webinar is to bring this to an end. Okay, remember, I was about 2 years or so ago, I was on the other end of the webinar and I watched the webinar that Mark did. Right? So why do 95 to 98% of traders go broke? I mean, it's a fact that retail traders, most of them go broke because they trade with the same old things: price action, MACD, Elliott wave, divergence signals. You know how many times I've taken divergence signals that got burned? Too many times. But that's in the past. We don't do that anymore. Price patterns, Fibonacci's. I could pull Fibonacci's from any high low, get something else to line up. Okay, Gantt. None of these have any future predictive properties. Now, I'm not saying that the money flow tracker software can predict the future, because I would be lying, first of all, and I don't lie. And I know what it's like to be on the other end. Okay, remember, I was one of you guys first. Okay, right? So Mark Sachs, he was the one that developed and engineered the software. He has over 15 plus years in the field of applied mathematics. He taught at Jefferson University. He's done some work for the Navy, for the Army, for, I don't know, some other big companies. I can never remember the names, right? So he engineered the software and this trade methodology that can radically change your trading performance and then grow your account size. You've probably never seen a system like this before because it's totally unique. And we have about 500 traders that trade with it every morning, shoulder to shoulder, between the 3 trading rooms that we have. So before I get into the money flow tracker software, I'd like to share with you my trading performance. So I use an online trade journal. I've been using this now for a little over, maybe about a year and a half. And what I do when I'm done trading, I go here to imports. Well, first of all, I run my performance and whatever you call it, trade performance report. And then I go to the trade tab and I right click and export it, and it exports it into an Excel spreadsheet. And then I click on it, and this is the one for today and every day that we've traded. So this is what I use. Okay. So for the month of November, okay, we're at a 98% win rate. And look at, we've had November 1st, 889, then we did the 2nd, 1683, then on Friday, non-farm payroll Friday, we did 3,400, 600 on Monday, and today we did 1,070. Okay, but look at our profit factor, 19-1. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? But overall for the whole year, we're at a 73% win rate with a 2-to-1 risk reward, right? Here is our equity curve from January until today, right? So why do I use this program? Because, and I don't even use it to its full capabilities, because I want to know, I can do a report here and see my performance per day over the last 6 months. So this is every trading day that I traded over the last 6 months. So there are spaces in between some of these, right? Why are there spaces? Because if we go back and we look at the monthly view, see October, right? Look at September. There are days here that we didn't trade. Here's July. Here's an example. This was July. Now, I was out of town for my daughter's wedding from the 11th to the 17th. So I didn't trade any of these days. We didn't trade the 3rd. Obviously, we didn't trade the 4th because July 4th, the market was closed. So how many days didn't we trade, not counting July 4th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 20 trading days, we didn't trade. You know what we did in the month of July? July 2023, almost 9,000. And we didn't trade 7 days. Look at the month of June. We didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 7 days we didn't trade. And what did we do in the month of June? 9,000. Right? So we don't take trades every day. So October, look, we didn't trade 3 days, but we had some losing days in here, but they weren't very big. And we still did in October $10,683. All right. So this is my online trade journal that I do. And you can click on these and it expands it per week. So you know what you did every week. So I was looking at this today and I'm going, you know what? How many losing weeks have we had this year? So in February, the 3rd week, we lost 1,500. And then April, we lost $114 one week. I don't count these because there could be pretty much break even. So what did we have? And we had one losing week of 584. and then 64 and 67. So how many losing weeks did we have? Not very many. Why? Because the money flow tracker gives us high probability setups, and we follow the rules. We don't break the rules, right? The rules are not meant to be broken. If you break the rules, your high probability trades are going to go way down. So what does the market really consist of? The market consists of many small retail traders plus one or more large institutional trader, right? So do we want to trade? We already know that 95 to 98% of retail traders lose money. Why would we want to trade with these guys? We want to trade with the institutional traders, right? We want to trade when they're trading, not when all the retail traders are trading against each other and both losing. So the money flow tracker system. Money flow tracker system has three key metrics that determine money flow. Triple screen assessment of order flow, triple screen assessment of correlative markets using our neural network, which is now called AI, and triple screen assessment of LIQUIDITY for momentum. So what do I mean by triple screen assessment? So we take our trading time frame and we multiply by 3. So a 2-minute would be a 6-minute, 6 times 3 is 18. Since we trade with Unirenko bars, we use range bars for our higher time frames. Okay, so we have to have 3 time frames aligned in order to take a trade. So the triple screen assessment of order flow is the first most powerful force that moves price, because without order flow, you have no market. So when I say order flow, most people think about these candles. I know that when I first saw Mark talk about this, I was like, he's talking about order flow. And then I saw these candles, I hit my set on my forehead. I go, oh no, there's no way. I'm not trading that. There you have numbers on the right, to the left, to the bottom, to the side, to the top. There's no way that your brain can take all these numbers and try to make any sense of them and make good trading decisions at the same time. It's just too much information. Your head will start hurting after a while, right? But this is how we look at, and I'm just going to pull over this chart, right? This is how we look at order flow. A very simple, easy, and that's what the money flow tracker is to keep things easy, keep things simple. So look, our order flow is set up to where if this outline of the bar is green, this bar has a positive delta. Okay, forget about the fancy names. I like to keep things simple. I call it more buyers than sellers. If it's green, there means there's more buyers in this bar than sellers. If its outline is red, it means there's more sellers in the bar than buyers. Now we have very unique bars because we have these wicks inside the bars, and we will get into them, right? So what do we mean by triple screen assessment? We need your higher time frame, your mid time frame, and your trading chart to all be in the same direction because we're trend traders. So like I said, it looks at the delta of each candle and the 2 higher multiples, right? So and we use a 15, we call it the 15, right? It's a 15 period SMA. It's got an algorithm built into it. It's not a standard moving average, right? But when both of these are moving up, the line will be green. And when both of these are moving down, the line will be red. And when they're going sideways, it'll be yellow. And when I talk about the line, I'm talking about below. So we use this type of display for our indicators. So I just wanted to explain when I talk about the line. Okay. The next thing is the triple screen assessment of the LIQUIDITY for momentum, right? So we use the LIQUIDITY and we use our hybrid candles to show us momentum. Okay, so let me show you the hybrid candles, right? So the outline of the candle means there's more buyers than sellers, but inside the candle, we have a wick. Now, when you have a candle that, let me grab the drawing tool real quick, because it'll make a little bit more sense. Let's see, let's make it color, let's make it blue. So and I'm drawing with a mouse. So when this candle closes, right? And then you have a little tiny wick, means that this candle closed, this one, it didn't pull back, it just went up. The next one, this candle closed here, right? But see how the wick came deeper? So using the hybrid candles, we look at let me erase these drawings. Tells us when we have momentum with using the hybrid candles. Now, we also look at acceleration using the modified Laguerre. So what we did was we took all these indicators, we added an algorithm, and we developed the modified Laguerre. And the modified Laguerre is on the bottom here. So the modified Laguerre is an oscillator, but doesn't show divergence. It shows strength of the trend. That's all it shows. So again, triple screen assessment. We want momentum in the highest time frame, momentum in the middle time frame, and momentum in the smaller time frame, all at the same time. Gives you that high probability setups. So again, we took the %K of all those, and when they're all going up, we'll get a green line. When they're going down, we'll get a red line, and then we get the yellow line. So when you look at the modified Laguerre, this is the line for the modified Laguerre. So when it crosses below 20, this line will turn red. When it crosses above 20 and is sloping up, it will be lime green. And again, when it crosses above 80, it will be dark green. And when it crosses below 80 and sloping down, it will be orange. So it came down and then it started sloping up, so it turned to lime green. So when it gets pinned at 100 or pinned at 0, you get the acceleration dots. So now we know that we have full acceleration. And this stays green. And when it comes down below 100, you lose the acceleration dots. So look at the pullback, you lost them. And then you got them again, and up it went. So the next thing is the quant lines. And the quant lines use our artificial intelligence neural network. And that's the third most powerful force that moves price. Okay. So what we did was we took 28 market components, we plugged them into our AI system for correlation. So correlation means if the euro is going up and the euro is getting stronger against the dollar, do you think that you'd like to see the Great British Pound, the Australian dollar, the Japanese yen going up all at the same time? It's like the old saying, a rising tide floats all boats. Well, this is very powerful stuff. You really want to have, you know, if the euro is going up and the pound is going down and the Australian is going down and the yen is going up, it's not giving you that energy like the dollar is weakening or strengthening across all markets. So then we decided, you know what, the system is really good, but we'd like to make it, you know, to where we got extra high probability setups. And what this does is it keeps us out of choppy, non-trending markets. So we decided, you know what, let's find something that will help people stay out of those types of markets. So we developed the C2 indicator. And the C2 indicator brings in a fourth time frame. Because, you know, if you're trading on Uniranko bars and you're using range bars as your time frames, those bars can form and really quick. So the C2 indicator just brings in a fourth time frame. So putting it all together, really easy. So this is the money flow tracker software, and here are the rules and the setup. Let me just take a little drink here. Non-alcoholic, okay? Somebody said, have one for me. All right. The rules and the setups, super simple. If you have a colored background, green or dark pink, that's the triple screen assessment. The next thing is the C2 indicator, brings in the 4th time frame. Is this stair-stepping line above the candles? Green going up would be dark red going down. The next thing, the 15 and the trend line. The 15 must be below the trend line going up and would be above the trend line going down. So why do we do that? It's because this shows us the strength of the trend. When it's jumping around here, jumping around, there is no trend. Right? The next thing, if you break a pivot or higher time frame pivot or VWAP or whatever, you must break that by 3/4 of a candle and then get a pullback candle. If you get a signal in here, just take the trade. But if you're going to break a pivot or some sort of support and resistance, you have to wait for that pullback candle. And I'll explain why. The next thing, both quants need to be either green or red. No yellow, no red. They both meet in agreement. The multiple time frame LIQUIDITY is the next line. Must be in agreement with the quants. And finally, the modified LIQUIDITY must be pinned at 100, so you get your or 0 to get your acceleration dots. So there's the trade. This trade here was taken, went too far. This trade here was taken on the, let's say this was a pullback candle. There's no wicks because when you shut down NinjaTrader and you reopen it, the wicks go away. It doesn't stay in the history. It's something to do with NinjaTrader coding, but it's not on our end. It's a NinjaTrader thing. So this trade was 63 ticks. We trade 2 contracts. So that would actually be more because it would be 630 plus 10 would be $730 this trade. Okay, here's a trade that we had no obstructions. You could just take it when you get everything lined up. All red, 15 above the trend line, down she goes. Nothing in a way until you get to here. This is the trade that I took, and on crude oil, I got in actually 1 candle too late, but I don't care. It's only 2 ticks. But look at this. First target, 10 ticks. Second target, exit on line change. What does exit on line change mean? It means when the 15 changes from red or green to yellow or the opposite color, it will exit the trade automatically. Right? That's in our NDT, we call it. It's in our execution platform, and I'll be showing you that also. So look, you have everything down here in your favor, and boom. You know how long this trade took? This trade was taken about 9:36 and exited at 9:38. Actually, probably sooner. 2 minutes, $650. So the software, the money flow tracker, gives you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and you get all the ATMs with it, right? So I said I was going to show you guys how I trade pullbacks, not pullbacks, pullbacks. And I call the strategy is the pullback and go strategy. Right? So what is the strategy? The market's coming down. We have a pivot. This shaded area is higher time frame support. Okay, so you must break by at least 3/4 of the body of the candle has to break the pivot. Then you get a pullback candle, and then it goes down. So why do we wait for the pullback candle? Really easy. So let's say you're going, and this is the way most people will trade. They're going to get into the market, and this time it worked. But I can't tell you how many times this happens. Probably at least 3 or 4 times in our trading session. So this is how we trade it. 3/4 candle break. The 3/4 candle cannot be the pullback candle, by the way. The next candle was a pullback candle, and you can see the little wick on the top. So what do? Once this pulls back about half the candle, we click on our trading platform, sell on down close, and it places an order one tick. Sorry about the drawing. I can't draw today. One tick below this close of this candle, right? So why do we do that? Because if this is pulling back, and this was a deep pullback, you can see the wick right there. Let's say this is pulling back and pulling, and it goes boom up there. This takes off and goes up. Did you ever get filled? No. As soon as this candle closes up, order gets automatically canceled. Automatically cancels. So let's erase the drawings, and I'll show you some examples. And this saves us a lot of losing trades. This keeps us out of a lot of head fakes and false breakouts or fake outs, however anybody wants to say. If you have any questions, put them in the questions box and we'll answer every single one of them. Right? So we do this because, do you think the market doesn't know that retail traders trade like this? You know, whether the market knows it or whatever. But if the market comes down, right, usually when the market breaks support or resistance, it will pull back and retouch it. Right? So if the market's going to pull back and retouch it, we're still going to wait until this candle, this wick is halfway up the candle in case it keeps going up. If it doesn't, we get filled and down it goes. So this particular example, I traded with the multiple time frame LIQUIDITY orange, but this was not a trade. This is an example. This would not be a valid trade because this is orange. Okay, so here's a couple examples. Here's one on RTY. Actually, you can see my markers here. Broke the pivot, 3/4 of a candle, got the pullback, placed the order one tick above, hit first profit target and second profit target. Here's a trade on crude oil, same thing, pull back and go. Here's 2 trades on the Canadian dollar. Break, pull back, go. Break, pull back, go. See, other traders that trade with Uniranko bars, they can't do that because they don't know how deep the wick is. It's very difficult to trade with Uniranko bars if the only way you can tell where price is in the bar is you have to watch the price marker on the right-hand side. So now let's get into the money flow tracker, the auto trader. This is one of my favorite topics, right? So what does the money flow tracker? It's the Revo strategy. That's what it's called. And what the strategy does is the strategy. Remember the slides I showed with the rules on it? Well, the strategy just follows the rules, period. Right? This trade was 704 ticks. This trade was 665 ticks. But why did it enter the trade? Because we have it set up to both quants must be green or red. The multiple time frame LIQUIDITY must be green or red. Okay. The what do you call it? The modified LIQUIDITY must be green or red. So this trade was not really taken here. This arrow is in the wrong spot. It was taken here, up here, because we only traded on MNQ, and we use a very large bar size, a 24 tick, 60 tick, okay? So every time one bar opens, the one bar closed, the next one opens, that's 24 ticks. So 4 bars is roughly 96 ticks, right? So it's not hard to make big profits. Here's a trade, 1,016 ticks, exit on line change. Here's a trade, 792 ticks. And this is with the order trader. So these are the equity curves for the order trader for 2021 and 2022. Okay. So I want to show you a chart of the order trader. Right? This is not a live chart because I left my charts running all day, and when I came in here to start the webinar, the data light was red. But I didn't want to shut down the charts because if I shut down the charts, I wouldn't be able to show you these wicks. Right? So what did we have today on the MNQ Auto Trader? Well, we had a few one target trades. We had this trade. Now this auto trader will not trade into pivots, will not trade into higher time frame support and resistance zones. It won't take trades into them if it's not within the first target of 80 ticks. It will not take the trade until the candle clears the pivot or higher time frame zone by 3/4 of a candle. It does not wait for a pullback candle. That is my strategy. It can't be programmed into here. But it looks for everything green or red below us, must have the acceleration dots, so there's no trade here, right? But let's just go look at yesterday's. Nothing yesterday either. See, it's very few candles because there are such large bar sizes. The day, this trade here, this was, let's see, there were a couple of trades on Monday. So this was at 8:30. Here's the pivot. It would have taken the trade here because it broke the pivot by 3/4 candle. So it would have taken the trade on the break of this candle. And this would have been a one target trade, 80 ticks. It can't take the trade here because the trend line is below the 15 and it's yellow right here because it doesn't take it on a yellow trend line. It would have had to take the trade here, but it won't because it's trading into this area. So it's basically what it does, it follows the rules. Just like I showed you, all those rules, it follows those rules. We won't trade into pivots or higher time frame support areas, and neither will it. So, any questions? Nobody? All right. So this is how I pass the evaluations. Don't focus on the carrot, okay? I don't focus on the carrot. I focus on the process. It's the process, and the process. Oh, by the way, did I say the process? If you focus on trading well and taking qualified trades, the carrot will come automatically. But if you're worried about making money and worrying about being rewarded for your trading, you're going to get sloppy. Okay. So why do people have problems with passing the evaluations? Right? Because actually, this is a little bit wrong order. So they don't realize that the challenges in evaluation accounts are designed to make you fail because of the parameters they put in place. Like how many trading days to pass. The trailing drawdown is the biggest one, right? So how many trading days to pass. So most of them you have to trade at least 10 days, right? But what they do is they go ahead and buy an evaluation account. They start trading it. They get to within a 2-day or whatever before they have to renew their their monthly fee for the challenge or the evaluation account, and they force trades and they start causes sloppy trading, revenge trading, impulse trading, and you know what happens usually? They end up losing that account anyways. So the trading days, the trailing drawdown, the way that works, uh, and and you just have to, and it stresses you out, and it's like, I have people in my room that all they trade is micros, and they take a few trades and they make a few bucks, whatever their daily goal is. If their daily goal is $200, you know what? If they can do that every day, that's $1,000 a week. You're making 50K a year. So yes, Lame, you will get the recording sent out to you, right? So you don't need to make a lot of money every day. But since I trade 6 accounts and I use a trade copier that copies one trade across 6 accounts, if I make $100 on a trade, 100 times 6 is 600. If I make $300 on one trade, that's 1,800. Okay. And I've taught people in the room that once you hit your goal for the day, walk away. Hit your goal for the day, walk away. So this is the trader's death spiral, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I know that a lot of you, I know that I have been through this spiral lots of times. But when I started with Rightline and the money flow tracker system, I was able to get off this wheel because I went in with the money flow tracker. I understood what it was about. It's not the same old indicators. I love the triple screen and quadruple screen assessment on one chart. So look at this chart. What do we have here? Colored background, 3 time frames in agreement. C2, 4 time frames in agreement. Before, I used to have to have 4 charts up for each thing that I was trading. Now I just trade one chart and I know what's going on the other time frames. So the death spiral, right? You get a new strategy. You have some initial success. Then comes that losing streak. We all have them. Sometimes the market just doesn't play well with us, right? What do most people do? They change the strategy. They take a strategy that's a winning strategy that overall you have a higher number of your trades, high percent win rate, and you try to change the strategy to make it better. Then you continue on trading and you're starting to get a little better results, and then boom, again comes whatever a losing streak is to you. Some people losing streak is 3 trades. Some people a losing streak is 10 trades, right? We have such a high percent win rate that we don't care. We don't get all bent out of shape if we run into a few losers. We have our max profit for the day and our max loss for the day. That's what we have, and we stick to those rules. All right. So the process that I use, right? The maximum risk per trade is 10% of my drawdown. So this is what everybody thinks. I'm going to sign up with Apex Trader Funding or Lilu or wherever, and they're going to give me a $50,000 evaluation account. Wrong. Absolutely 100% wrong. They're giving you $2,500 to play with, right? Because that trailing drawdown will come up and bite you really quick. So if you think about your account size, is that you took $2,500 out of your pocket and put it into an NinjaTrader account, and you traded that $2,500. And once that's gone, you failed. All right. So that's what they do, right? So where is the sweet spot? Well, it all depends on what your win rate is. So look, if we were even 50% win rate, right? You would be a profitable trader at 2-to-1, a break-even trader at 1-to-1. So we're at 2-to-1, we're profitable. 3-to-1, you're more profitable. 4-to-1, you're even more profitable. And obviously, you know what I'm saying. But we're above the scale here. So we know that we're profitable. And I showed you earlier in Edgewonk that we are running for the year a 2.01. You can't get any closer than 2-to-1, right? So we're a profitable trader. That's what our results show. So I love this slide because it tells the whole story. Rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk. And that will give you that competitive edge. I like the little helmet he's got on here. So I'm going to get that cheese and I am not going to get hurt. All right. So what is trading success? It is financial freedom. No financial pressure. You work from home. You have no boss. You have no commute. And you have the advantages of being a full-time trader. And what are those advantages? You have the flexibility, right? You're your own boss. One thing you could never do is never stop learning. You don't have to pay and buy systems and all this other stuff to learn. We do trainings in my room. I like to try to do them every week, but we do them like every 2-3 weeks. It all depends. So, and the money, to be able to earn enough money to live well and have a good balance of work between trading, your family life, things you enjoy doing, right? I don't think there's any better job than to become a trader. Any better business to be in than to be in the trading business. And why? Because you're running a business, you have, overhead do you have? You have an internet connection, you have your charting package, you might have, the room that you're in a trading room. It's so important to be in a trading room. I've been doing this room now for about 1.5 years, and I have developed some great people in my room, really good people, people that I saw come aboard with us and really come into their own. And we'll get into it a little bit later, but I'm going to tell you about one particular person. So the software now and the methodology is available to the retail traders. So everything that I showed you, everything that I explained and what we do, you have 2 options. First, do nothing and continue on your current path. If that's working for you, then God bless you, and I wish you well. But from the survey, most people aren't making money. Okay. So your second option would be take action today and join the thousands of traders that work 4 hours plus or minus from home. You have no boss and total financial freedom. And honestly, sometimes we take a trade like in the first half hour of the market, we hit our profit goal, and I go to sim. When I hit my profit goal, I go to sim, period. That's in my plan. So the money flow tracker software system, its benefits and features, easy to learn. You get the very intuitive workspaces. It's perfect for a beginner. Sometimes I wish I was a beginner, but perfect for any account size. Like I said, we have people that just trade a couple of micros, and they're happy about it. And that's what I recommend everybody to do in the beginning, is trade a few micros. You're not going to make a lot, but you're not going to lose a lot, but you'll learn a lot. You can trade futures, forex, stocks, and options with it. So what we did was we have, for the first 10 traders that come aboard, we have some additional software plus. So one thing you'll get is a $999 value is the market analyzer. So since we trade futures, I'm going to pull over my market analyzer. So now that I showed you the charts with the with the hybrid candles, I am going to reload all my charts. So what this is doing is, this is telling you when you have a potential setup. So we trade certain instruments, trade certain bar sizes depending on its volatility. So NQ and MNQ, we trade on a 820 bar size. And when you trade on an 820 bar size, you're giving it enough room to move around because of its volatility. But like crude oil, we trade on a 2.5, 10 bar size. ES, we trade on a 248. Currencies, we trade on a 248. YM and RTY, we trade on a 410, 20, right? So this is reloading because I just reconnected my charts. I know that I lost all my wicks and I don't care, but anyway. So this is just telling you, hey, you know what? If this was lit up, buy or sell here on CL, we would go look at the CL chart. But I developed a better way for that. But the market analyzer is awesome. I use it every day. The NDT. So this was our trading execution platform that I explained. I was telling you that we use. So when we get a setup and we get that pullback candle that pulls back about halfway to the center of the bar, and if we're in an uptrend, as soon as that bar pulls back halfway, we click on buy on up close, and vice versa for a down move. Now, close on down close or close on up close, I've used this lots of times. What this does is if you're long and you click close on down close, if that bar closes down, you're out. In other words, you're not going to your full stop. And from my back testing and my research is more times than not, and I'll bring this, I gotta wait. So when you get a reversal bar, you get 2 or 3 or more bars after that, right? So if, let's say you're in CL and it's going up and you're in a trade and the next bar closes down, why would you want to take a full stop when you know that you have a very high probability chance that it's going to go a few more bars in that direction? So we have this feature in here. This is where you set your ATMs, your account, the market you're trading, and it's just as easy as that. Buy on up close, sell on down close. So this is a $14.99 value. You'll get the master class series of futures, forex, stocks, and options. I've watched these; they're really good. Right? You'll get 1 month access to my trade room. And there was a study done by this Dr. Allen, and he reviewed 225 trading websites, evaluated them using several factors, including transparency. That's why I showed you my trade journal, proven track record, and likelihood of assisting traders with educational materials and online support. And we came out on top. Now, this was published in Traders World and Stock and Commodities magazine. So here's the offer, is the money flow tracker software. This is what you're going to get for the first 10 people. So there's a link in your GoToWebinar in the chat box. There's a link, right? So we normally charge $27.97 a year, but we're giving $1,000 off a yearly membership to $17.97 using this coupon code. Or what we decided to do is the quarterly membership. We're giving $500 off of that at $597. And then we do a monthly, $100 off for $297. So for the first 10 traders that come aboard, we're going to give you the Auto Trader. That's a $29.97 value. You're going to get the NDT trading platform, execution platform. You're going to get the market scanner. You're going to get 1 month in my trade room, all the training tutorial, the videos and stuff, which is a $19.90, and you're going to get your software installed by Charles, and you're going to get all your coaching and support from me in the room. So how can I do that if I'm running the trade room? Well, because when we have choppy markets or the markets aren't trending and we have nothing going on in the market, we do coaching. Okay. And so what I decided, and if I get in trouble, that's so be it, is an extra bonus. So we're going to give the money flow tracker minute, actually you could get the minute, daily, weekly, whatever time frame templates. Okay, so we have templates here, load. So these are the templates, the multiple time frame, 1 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 240, daily, weekly, and monthly. So you'll get all these templates, which we usually charge about $199, I think, but we're giving those as part of this package tonight. And we're doing this webinar tonight in honor of the Veterans for Veterans Day. All right. So if you decide to subscribe and come aboard with us, here's my commitment. So if you subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker software, my commitment to you is to help you become a successful trader. Remember one thing, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. If you're not successful, it's not your fault. It really isn't. If you're just not using the right tools. Okay? You're not using something that has mathematical I kind of went a little blank, uses mathematical modeling with AI. So the money flow tracker software is totally unique and will give you that edge to trade with the institutional order flow. So again, my commitment to you is to teach you not just how to read the setups. I could teach a 5-year-old how to read the setups, but it's to help you develop that mental mindset you must have. Okay, you must have a good mental mindset in order to achieve financial independence. And when I say mental mindset it's like your capital, right? In your account. You have a certain amount of capital. If you're trading and you're going along trading and you're having a bunch of winning trades and a few losing trades and a few winning trades, you're building your mental capital. Right? You're following the rules, everything is going on, and then boom, you take a trade that doesn't follow the rules. Well, you just spent some of your mental capital. Okay? So, if you would like for Rory or myself to give you a call after the webinar, just go ahead and put your name and your phone number in the questions box. And either myself or Rory will give you a call after. We don't believe in calling people 10 times and bugging them. I had somebody kept calling me and I kept telling him, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Finally had to block his number. That's not right and that's not fair. We have plenty of subscribers. We have plenty, and you know what? And you have no obligation to purchase. If you have questions you just like to speak to us, then go ahead. Put your name and your phone number in the questions box and we'll give you a call, or you can call us. Right? So it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of day and swing traders that are losing money. Yeah, right. Those slides again. These are my favorite slides. I don't know why, okay? Because it shows a lot. It shows retail traders. What do? They lose. They make a few bucks, they lose a few bucks, they make a few bucks, they lose a lot of bucks, and they just like flushing their money down the toilet. But who's taking that money? Not our traders, okay? Because who's taking that money? Not retail traders, institutional traders, people that are trading with institutional traders like us. We're taking that money from them, right? Because we trade with institutional money flow, right? So again, this is what we're doing this tonight, and I don't know if we're going to be doing this much longer, but you have a yearly subscription for $17.97, a quarterly subscription for $5.97, and a monthly subscription for $2.97. So we took 1,000 off of the yearly, 500 off of the quarterly, and 100 off of the month. And for the first 10 people, so let me see how many. Let me send Roy a little message here. Okay, I'm waiting for his answer. Okay, so he said that we have, oh, a couple more just came in. We have like 3 left, but he also said, just go ahead and give it to anybody that wants to subscribe this evening. So anybody that subscribes with us will get these bonuses: the auto trader, the NDT, the market scanner, a month in the room, all the training tutorials, and your software installed and coaching. I mean, how can you do any better than that? You know how much coaching service charges? Anyway, and the extra bonus of the money flow tracker minute charts. So it's been a while since I opened up one of these minute charts, but I'm going to open up a chart. And I'm going to open up a chart on, let's say, CL on a, let's say, a 2-minute chart. Right? So I'm just going to open up this chart, right? And I'm going to load the template for the 2-minute. So we're looking at MFT 2-minute, and I like white background. Okay, so this is the chart for the 2-minute. Looks a little different, right? Here you have you don't have the 15 below the trend line. Well, actually this we don't really use that because you're just using the 50. So as long as the 50 is red, then you would take these trades. So if you want to look at CL on a daily chart, just put it on a daily chart, and oh look, it's my trade from today. And then let's see, template, load the daily template. It's actually in black. I never made one in white. Right? So look, here's a signal, a daily signal. If you wanted to trade crude oil, right? You got the colored background. You have this little arrow here. You take it, the break of the high, exit on line change, 900 ticks. 900 at $10 a tick. How much is that? Come on, you mathematical people. $9,000. $9,000 trade. Can you believe it? That's trading off a daily chart. All right, so you'll get these templates with your subscription. Any questions? I know Rory's been answering a lot of questions. Okay. So this is a recording of I don't know, there must be 30 or 40 video testimonials on here. But I always stop at this one because this was a woman that didn't know anything about trading. Nothing, zero. Didn't know what Ninja Trader was, didn't know what a tick was, didn't know nothing. And Mark took her under the wing and he taught her things. And what did he teach her? He said to her, when you have a green background and you have a break of a, let me see if I can find a better example. That's kind of like lame. Okay, so here, and I'll get rid of that because I don't need that. He said to her, when you have a big green background and you have all these lines below here, green or red, and you get this dot and the trend line crosses over the 15, you click on buy on up close. And you have nothing in your way, obviously, right? No pivots, right? He says you click on buy on up close, and then you just wait and see what happens. And that's what she did. And that's what she did, and that's what she did, and that's what she did. And now she's a 6-figure trader, and she doesn't take trades every day either, because if there's no setup, there are no trades. Right? So here's we have huge file of testimonials that were emailed to us, but I want to talk about this guy. This guy came to my webinar just like you people have, and he said to me, I've been trading for 4 or 5 years. I've spent a ton of money. I'm the world's worst trader. I don't know if I can do this. I'm thinking of quitting, blah, 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 blah. So I said to him, I said, come into the room. I'll work with you. And this is what he wrote, right? And I'm just going to go into this sentence. The money flow tracker software, along with David's methodology and rules for trading, allowed me to act like a robot, just like that other woman, and eliminate my guesswork or emotions from my trading. You know how hard that is to do? So we use the NDT, which allows us a push of a single button to enter the trade when we see a correct setup. So following the rules. So every day it's simple. C setup, push button, C setup, push button, C setup, push button, right? This guy went from thinking he's the world's worst trader that right now he has 10 Apex accounts and 7 other accounts with some other firm, okay? And this is the guy that came to me and said, I'm the world's worst trader. I don't think I can make money trading. I don't know what I'm going to do, this or this or this, right? So if he can do it, you could do it, right? So again, here is the offer. You have $17.97 for a year, $5.97 for quarter, $2.97 for the monthly, and you'll get the auto trader. Now we have people that just trade the auto trader. They're still working, they have jobs. They turn it on in the morning. It has settings in there where you can set your max loss and your max profit. And when if it hits your max profit for the day, it stops trading. If it hits your max loss for the day, it stops trading. And that's what they do. They turn it on and they let it run. They turn it on and they let it run. And whatever happens, happens. So, okay, so you get the charts here. So if you'd like us to call you again, put your name and your phone number in the questions box, and we'll give you a call. If you'd like us to call you a certain time, we'll call you at a certain time. There's no obligation to purchase. Some people would rather talk to a live person. If you are interested in purchasing this software, all you have to do is go to the link that is in the chat box. I'll pull it up here, and you'll get this page pops up, and you can just click on, say, monthly or quarterly, whichever one you want, and it'll come up monthly. Now you need to change here to monthly, and then you click add to cart. Okay. And then here you scroll down to the bottom and you hit your promo code. So the promo code was save $100, right? So apply the coupon and bam, it goes to $2.97. It's as simple as that. Proceed to checkout, put in your information, and we'll get started making money for you tomorrow. Okay. Any more questions? Let me put that slide back up. No questions? I know Rory's been answering a ton of questions for me. All right then. You can call us at 786-732-4656 if you'd like to give us a call. Or you can go to rightlinetrading.com and sign up on the website. So I thank you everybody for attending. Appreciate taking your time out of your evening. I hope you learned something. I'd love to see you guys come aboard with us and trade with us every morning. We open the room at 9 and we trade depending on how the market is. Like Lately, the markets have been moving like the first hour, hour and a half, and then the volume has like totally dried up. So I have a question. How do we tell the volume? Well, you see this number on the bottom? This is telling, well, obviously it's night, it's 8 o'clock, there's really nothing. But this will change every minute. So every minute it resets back to 0. So it counts all the contracts coming into the market. So we have certain numbers that we look for, like on YM, we want to see at least 300-400 contracts per minute. NQ, we want to see over 1,500. If you trade ES, over 3,500 is not unreasonable for ES because since it trades a lot of volume. A lot of volume. So, all right, everybody. Look forward to working with you in the trading room. Take care. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.